All right, let's dive into something that completely blew my mind recently. Did you know that pumas in Washington are actually saving human lives? Not by directly rescuing people, but by indirectly preventing car accidents. Yeah, you heard that right. According to a study in Current Biology, the presence of pumas has led to a 76% reduction in deer vehicle collisions. Let that sink in for a second. What makes this really interesting is that it's not the pumas themselves avoiding the roads. It's the deer changing their behavior because of the pumas. Personally, I think this is a perfect example of how ecosystems are interconnected in ways we barely understand. We often think of predators like pumas as threats, but this study flips that narrative on its head. It's like, if you take a step back and think about it, these big cats are essentially providing a public service by making our roads safer. Here's how it works. Pumas are natural predators of deer, so when pumas are around, deer alter their habits. They're 15% less likely to be near roads and shift their activity to daylight hours instead of roaming at night. What many people don't realize is that nighttime is when most dangerous collisions happen. So, by avoiding roads and being more active during the day, deer are significantly reducing the chances of running into cars. One thing that immediately stands out is how this study challenges our typical view of predators as purely dangerous. In my opinion, it's a reminder that nature often has a balance we're not fully aware of. Pumas aren't just lurking in the shadows waiting to cause trouble. They're part of a system that benefits us in unexpected ways. Now, let's talk numbers for a second. In the U.S., deer vehicle collisions cause 1.5 to 2.1 million accidents annually, leading to hundreds of deaths, thousands of injuries, and over $10 billion in property damage. That's insane, right? What this really suggests is that pumas aren't just protecting deer, they're protecting us too. If you think about it, this raises a deeper question. How many other ways are we underestimating the value of predators in our ecosystems? We often focus on the risks they pose, but this study shows there's a whole other side to the story. A detail I find fascinating is how the deer's behavior change is so specific. They're not just avoiding roads randomly. They're actively choosing remote areas and adjusting their daily routines. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a direct response to the presence of pumas. From my perspective, this highlights how finely tuned nature is. Predators don't just hunt. They shape entire ecosystems, and those changes can have ripple effects we're only beginning to understand. So what's the bigger takeaway here? Personally, I think this study should make us rethink how we approach conservation. Living alongside large carnivores like pumas isn't just about protecting wildlife. It's about recognizing the benefits they bring to our lives. As Mark L. Brock from Panthera pointed out, these predators quietly benefit us every day. If we can shift our mindset from fear to appreciation, maybe we'll start seeing more of these win-win scenarios. But here's the thing. This isn't just about pumas and deer. It's about the broader relationship between humans and nature. We're so quick to label certain animals as threats, but this study shows that the reality is often more complex. What if, instead of viewing predators as problems to be managed, we started seeing them as partners in maintaining a healthier, safer environment? That's a thought that's been lingering in my mind ever since I read this study. So, here's my closing thought. What if we're just scratching the surface of how much we rely on predators? This study on pumas and deer collisions is just one example, but makes me wonder how many other hidden benefits we're overlooking. Maybe, just maybe, the key to solving some of our biggest problems lies in understanding and appreciating the natural world a little better. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.